Well, welcome everyone. Welcome. Feel free to come closer to the action over here if you like. We're delighted that you're here today with us to this celebration of our new and expanded library. Yeah. We are thrilled to be here. My name is Joe McVeigh. I'm the chair of the Ilsley 100 project team. And standing here today, we can see what the library looked like 100 years ago when it was first completed in 1924, revealed. And in our new design by Weeman Lamphere Architects, you're still going to be able to see the exterior of the old library from within the newly expanded library. So this building has served us very well for over 100 years. That's kind of a long time for a building to stand and be useful. And one of our local poets, Ted Shy, penned a humorous poem bidding a temporary farewell to the old building that was published in the Addison Independent. And in case you missed it, he pointed out some of the deficiencies of the building in his poem, which was called Goodnight Ilsley. I'll just give you a couple of stanzas from it. It was based on the book, Goodnight Moon, only it was Goodnight Ilsley. So he wrote, "We say goodnight to threadbare rugs and cramped and danky spaces, to bumpy ramps and dim-lit lamps and undersized bookcases, to elevators getting stuck and heating that was spotty, to anxious bottoms plopping down in locked and chilly potties." So it's taken us a long time to get here today. There have been efforts to move or renovate the library going back more than 20 years. From 2014 to 2017, a library building committee under the leadership of John Frieden worked hard to bring a renovation and expansion about. It didn't happen, but we're very grateful to that work for the groundwork that they did to help us get to where we are today. And in my ears, I can always hear the voice of John Frieden saying, "We've got to get the kids out of the basement," which we will. So back during the pandemic in 2021, the library trustees developed a vision for a new library building. We wanted a building that would be accessible, safe, a community hub, and welcoming and flexible and sustainable for the future. So the Selectboard established a working group in September 2021, and that eventually resulted in the Ilsley 100 project team. Many of you took part in our meetings to help guide the future of the library. We're grateful to all of you for your support. And we thank the Selectboard for its confidence and ongoing support, and for all of you who provided input in the process. And we're grateful to those of you who are voters in the town of Middlebury who voted to raise your own taxes for this project. Not a small thing in this day and age. And we thank those of you who've made additional financial contributions. And of course, our partners in this project, Weeman Lamphere Architects and ReArch Corporation. So at this point, I'd like to introduce Brian Carpenter, a chair of the Middlebury Select Board, to make some remarks and express additional thanks.
Well, good afternoon. What a great day to celebrate a groundbreaking. And I guess the time to do that is after you've gotten rid of what's not going to be there and we can actually start the construction process. John Frieden stopped by my house one Saturday in 2014, soon after my election to the Select Board, to discuss the needs of the Ilsley Library and how to develop a strategic plan to address its many shortfalls. The May 20th, 2014 notes of the Library Trustees meeting read, "Mr. Frieden reported that the Library Building Committee met a second time and will be surveying the public as to their interests in new library space." While Kevin Unrath's departure for new space of his own and other pending town projects may have let some air out of the initial burst of energy and enthusiasm, the groundwork was laid. Our new director, Dana Hart, came in with the promise and certainly the challenge of making this well-defined need a reality. This project results from an intensive, multi-year review of Ilsley Public Library's building and programs, and in-depth analysis and thorough consideration of options for addressing identified deficiencies, including repairing, renovating, and/or building new. The team's study, with significant community input, revealed a desire to keep the library where it is, but to remove problematic additions to the historic structure and rebuild flexible, congruous space capable of adapting to program and changes into the future. Remember, the old library needed a new elevator, a new HVAC system, and secondary egress to the third floor, work alone costing several $1,000,000, and we would still have a deteriorating old building with a leaking roof, a leaking foundation, and problematic plumbing. Coaxed and coerced every step of the way by trustees President Joe McVeigh, the IPL 100 team, friends of the library, and our very competent director, Dana Hart, the Select Board reached a point of consensus, and the project moved gradually forward. Middlebury townspeople resoundingly voted yes on a May 7th, 2024 library bond vote of greater than 82% approval to fund the replacement of the expansion wings that no longer fit the community needs. With Dana's and the trustees' leadership, we exceeded the capital campaign goal of raising $6 million in charitable gifts and pledges, which reduces our required bonding. Our new library will serve our community for generations to come, as it has been designed with flexible spaces to meet changing needs. Families and their young children will have a new early learning area, a new activity room, and an adjacent family restroom. New dedicated rooms for middle schoolers and high schoolers will provide safe spaces for learning and socializing. A new conference room and small meeting rooms will meet the growing demand for community gatherings, remote working, and telehealth. A roof garden will provide outdoor programming space and a beautiful location for community members to rest and relax downtown. This new building will be accessible and safe. As Dana states, a community center where everyone feels welcome. Ilsley Public Library is one of the most used facilities in our community, and with this investment, we will see further growth as programming and meeting space availability increases. I'm excited to recognize the culmination of tireless work on behalf of the Middlebury Select Board. I'd like to especially thank the voters of our community, the National Bank of Middlebury and Vermont Industrial, Parks LLC for providing spaces for the temporary library, the town administration and library staff, the IPL 100 team, and Clerk of the Works, Judith Harris, library trustees, friends of the library, and our design team of ReArch Company and Weeman Lamphere Architects. The Select Board is very grateful for what we're celebrating today, and thank you very much for attending.
Such a pleasure to see you all, residents and architects, engineers, the whole team, the Select Board, IPL 100. Thank you, Brian. On behalf of ReArch and Weeman Lamphere Architects, we are honored, truly honored, to be considered as your design and construction professionals on this project. As someone who's been in this profession for a few years, this type of project, it just does not get any better than this. This is such an important project, not only for the community, but as a team, we could not be happier with the direction of where we're headed. With that, we take this responsibility very, very seriously and believe, very truly believe, that we can improve the lives through the built environment. And this is no better example than this project. As Brian said, creating a highly functional, beautiful, and beloved community hub for generations to come was really part of our charge right from the very beginning, while at the same time making this as energy efficient as it could possibly be. We actually very recently, and Brian and Joe mentioned in his intro, there was some comment about some cool spots in the existing building. It is factual that the 500-gallon oil tanks would be filled every 5 days in the coldest of temperatures in this building. So quite remarkable. We are, as a team, we're very committed to actively addressing climate change. And with this, we are incorporating a series of carbon reduction strategies that we're really excited about. Some elements you'll actually physically see, others you will not. We're going to incorporate fly ash in the concrete. Concrete is notoriously high in carbon. You will also see CLT, floor and roof decks, that's cross-laminated timber. So just imagine being in the children's room on the first floor or the adult reading room on the second floor and looking up and seeing this wonderful sea of warm wood as a finished ceiling. Lastly, we're very excited to share with you that the project is using a geothermal heating and cooling system. There are 2 production wells that are down at the bottom of the ramp and 2 injection wells somewhere around here. If anyone can find them, they get a door prize. And with that, this will be one of the most energy efficient systems that we could possibly come up with. And so we're really, really excited about that opportunity. In fact, just yesterday, we were informed by Efficiency Vermont and Green Mountain Power that we are eligible for an additional $95,000 in potential incentives, which is just really, and it's a tribute to the IPL 100's commitment to making sure that we designed and built a highly sustainable building. Now, upcoming activities on site, you're going to see the completion of the expansion of this parking lot, which is going to maintain the same number of parking spaces we had originally. Parking, very, very important, vital. You'll see the foundations proceeding, coming up literally next week, followed by the steel frame and wood frame, which will be coming shortly thereafter. We just wanted to really thank the town for trusting this team with the cherished Ilsley Library, and also thank you for the continued patience during construction. I know that it's not easy, but we really, really appreciate you working with us on that. And now I'll introduce Ken Perine, IPL 100 project team, and the Capital Campaign Committee. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Look at that door over there. I went to nursery school through there. Maybe I was one of the first kids to play in the basement. I don't know, but it's about time. My grandkids are old enough, they're not going to nursery school anymore, so they didn't get a chance, but it's time to move the kids out of the basement, and we're going to do that. So that's an awesome success. This project was very daunting from a financial standpoint, and I guess that's why they had me on the committee. Not sure exactly why. But you've already heard the first step in this process was to obtain voter approval for a bond. And it's just overwhelming response from the community in support of doing something with our library. And the next important step was the Selectboard and Brian Carpenter. Brian led the charge and the entire board for recognizing the importance of this project at this time. and for dedicating the funds from the local option tax to minimize the impact on our local taxes. But then came the real litmus test, raising money from the community. We had an audacious goal of $6 million, and it seemed really a real stretch. But the results were absolutely fantastic. We've raised to date, we're not done, we're raised to date $6,280,371 from 203 donors. The success of this campaign would absolutely not have been possible without our lead donors, Eleanor and David Ignat. So to them, a huge thank you. Thanks also to our major donors, Middlebury College and President Snyder. I don't know if you're here. Yes? Thank you. And Cindy and Michael Seligman, and Sue and Charlie Gregg. And thank you to the other nearly 200 donors who gave generously as their means allowed. They say it takes a village. In this case, it took a village, a college, and some generous, forward-looking individuals to bring us to this groundbreaking today. This project is truly emblematic of the commitment of Middlebury area citizens to a strong and vibrant library and community. So thank you all.
Thank you, Brian, Chris, and Ken. I did have two more important questions for Chris Huston. Chris, could you come up here for a second? Because these are important. So Chris, in terms of the project that we see behind us, are we on schedule?
Yes. Whoops. Yes.
Thank you. Are we on budget?
Yes, sir.
Just thought you might want to know that. So let me tell you what's going to happen next. We've at the conclusion of the speechifying here. We're going to have a series of photographs, and here's what's going to happen. First of all, we're going to invite selected representatives of our major donors and the select board and the trustees and so on to come up for a ceremonial first spadeful in the air. You might want to be careful in the front row. You might get sprayed. After that, we're going to invite any young children. Any young children here? Do we have some young children who would like to come up and throw a spade? We have some nice small spades for you. Now, and then after that, we're going to invite any and all of you to come up here to have one giant group photograph, after which you are all invited to a reception that's going to take place inside the town offices. Now, to get there, you have to go out and around, okay? Now, and then we're going to ask a handful of groups to stay for some quick group photos. So we'd like the Ilsley 100 project team, the select board, the library trustees, the Friends of the Library, and then the ReArch team, if you'd be willing to stick around after that, so on. Any questions so far? All right, so we'd like to invite the following people up for the inaugural spadeful. You're invited to take a hard hat. You might want to remove your sunglasses so we can see your eyes. And then you'll follow the directions of our photographer, Aaron, who's going to be right out here, and so on. So would the following people please come up for the first shovelful? Brian Carpenter representing the town. I'll represent the Ilsley 100 project team. Barbara Doyle Wilch representing the trustees. Come on up, don't be shy, come on up. Dana Hart, our staff. David Ignat, one of our major benefactors, will come up. Steve Snyder, representing the college. Is Ravel Allen here to represent the Friends? Jan, okay, Jan Jafarian, you could represent the Friends then. Chris Huston, right, and Steve Roy from Weeman Lamphere, I think is here as well. Okay, so we're going to take one photo with this group, and after that we're going to invite the kids to come up.
Your throws. What are we doing? We go 3, into the ground with 3, 2, 1, and then throw it on 0, okay? Over here. No, like come throw it this way. This way? Yeah.
Throw it at where?
Throw it right at me.
At you.
So you go into the ground at 3, get your dirt at 3, 2, 1, throw it on 0.
Steve. Yeah. You need a little more dirt here. A little more dirt. You can slide down just a tiny bit. Good.
Okay, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, throw. Good job. You got it.
One more?
Sure, let's go one more time.
One more time.
Into the ground. 3, 2, 1, throw. Good job. Good job, everyone.
At this time, we'd like to invite any small people, Archie, Gussie, anyone else who might like to come up and throw some dirt. Now, group, would you remain here, please? I'm sorry, Brian and team, we're going to stay in the background and then have other young people come up. And you're handing out the shovels. You can get a shovel from Dana. Yeah.
Martin, come on up.
Any other smallish people who'd like to come?
The bigger small stand behind the little.
Yeah. Bigger people can stand behind the little people. I think
The bigger small will be the second wave.
Jack, you guys, you can probably. Jack, you guys can get a big shovel. You guys can handle a big shovel up here. Grab a big shovel. There you go.
Perfect. Just press. Yeah. You guys come on in. Okay, same thing. 3 into the ground, get the dirt. Hold it, 2, 1, and then throw it on 0.
Yeah, like that.
Perfect. Let's do it again. Get your dirt, guys. Everybody get dirt. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, throw! Good job.
One more time.
You guys want to do it again?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Really good in there, Ross. All right.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, throw! You guys are pros.
Thank you so much. Now at this time, we would like to invite everyone who is willing to be photographed to come up here behind this giant mound of dirt. That's all of you here, all present, all who are mobile, all who are not camera shy. Please come on up here and we'll take a big group photo.
Okay, here we go again. 3, 2, 1, throw! All right. One more time. We're gonna go high with this. 3, 2, 1, throw! Good throw, guys.
Thank you, guys.
So at this time, we invite you to come into the town offices. You could go right around outside for refreshments. Everyone is welcome, but we'd like the following groups to please stay just for a minute. The Ilsley 100 project team, the Selectboard, maybe library staff, library trustees, and friends of the library. And also the ReArch project team as well. We're going to get you guys in here too.